What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. Hope you guys doing good. I don't even know. I've been on vacation for like a week, so I don't know. Is it the weekend? Is it what the hell day is it? I don't know. But hopefully you guys had a good weekend. If you're back at work or if you're enjoying yourself, make sure that subscribe, like, and share. Had to get a late start. Family business to take care of. I know Jimmy's got family business. This is, I guess you're playing for pride tonight.
Yeah, tonight's a pride game. We're going to show a little pride. And you know what? You're showing that you've been on vacation because what do you got? You got a little goatee going on right here.
I cleaned up a little bit here because I can't grow a beard, so I just grew a little bit there just to make it look like I'm on vacation. You gotta look the part of it. You know what I'm saying? So doing that a little bit, but just chilling, enjoying a little bit of vacation, enjoying a little R&R. I had some chores to do, cleaned out the grill. You scrub that up a little bit, do some house cleaning. Gonna play some old records tomorrow as I'm doing some other stuff, putzing around the house, but really getting ready for New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve's where it's all about get my Hurricanes and get the Hurricanes will be back with Ohio State. I can't wait for that, but yeah. So what you up to, Jimmy?
So wait a minute. So you're gonna be out in the yard doing some work out in the yard?
I'll be doing some. Yeah, I could be out in the yard. I've been catching up on documentaries. Been doing that too, but. What's going on with you, Jimmy? How was your Christmas? All that kind of good stuff.
Great Christmas, and then we had a nice snowstorm Friday night, which meant I poured a little scotch, got the snowblower outside, listened to music. It was beautiful. And it's funny. So I got the Falcons game tonight. I got a crack ass at dawn plane flight tomorrow because going to the Winter Classic, New York Rangers, Florida Panthers. Nice. So I will be down in Fort Lauderdale, and I already know that I'm gonna have the Canes game on because I got like 6 Canes fans coming over. So that will be on the main TV at the house we're staying.
Well, and you're bringing the weather with you because it was about 75 today. Got a little rain, and it's supposed to be in the 40s when I wake up tomorrow morning.
Oh, holy mackerel, man! I know it's crazy. Today was 46 here, but it's going to tank back down. It's been a cold, snowy winter so far. I ain't complaining. I love it. Yeah. I love it December, January, February. Once March rolls around, I'm ready for nicer temperatures.
Yeah, no, I'm not down for that. But yeah, we did get a late start. We're usually at 7, so do apologize. I was just going to pre-record something, but I'm of that mindset now. If I'm just going to record a video, I might as well just go live and just have some fun with it. So I think Uncle Cheech might be rolling in, but going to talk a little bit about the Cowboys defensive coordinator with Flores. That name. Now you're getting all the rumors starting. So you guys are going to be looking for a coach, I would think. I'm a huge fan of Brian Flores. I don't know your thoughts on him. I thought he got a raw deal in Miami. I think his defense he's been always good with his defenses. I would love to see Dallas pry him away from Minnesota, but I think he's going to get a head coaching job.
I think so too. I mean, that's one of the biggest head scratchers when he got booted with a winning season. That was strange. Yeah. I mean, he's a defensive minded. Look, we really need an offensive minded coach. We need an OC. Look, I don't want to screw with our defensive coordinator, but we need a new OC, new head coach. Yeah. I think Flores would be a great fit, just not in Atlanta.
No, I think usually how what happens when you get like a defensive guy as your coach, you got to kind of get a lot different. So then you kind of change everything up and you got to go offense heavy. I think that's what you guys are pretty much going to have to do. You're going to have to get more offensive minded when you're, that's what you guys need to fix. Because I think your defense, the structure's there with what you guys did in the draft. Yeah. And I'm kind of hoping Dallas follows your blueprint in the draft because you guys just reinvented your defense through the draft.
Something else. I mean, Pierce, Walker, they were a home run. And it was just, I haven't seen our defense this good as long as I've been a Falcons fan. And that's saying a lot. I mean, we had some good defenses back in the mid-90s. We had some decent defenses, but this was by far the best. So, but yeah, it just goes to show you can do shit in the draft if you really, you know what I mean? But it's funny. They're talking about Matt Ryan's going to be a special, like, whatever it is, a consultant or whatever. Now, I wonder if that means he's going to be in on hiring a new coach or what that looks like. I don't know what that means, but it's good to see that we got a homegrown
well, he's still close to the game. I mean, he's still close enough to the game. And I think the other thing too, I don't know if you watched the documentary about Elway. Excellent. It's on, I believe, Netflix. Really, really good documentary on Elway. I loved Elway, but I have even more kind of a respect for him, but also kind of a sad feeling. If you watch it, you'll kind of get where I'm talking about. But Elway came back and had success. He's really the only player to win a Super Bowl and then win a Super Bowl as a G, part of management as well. And I think you're going to see more of that with some of these players. You see the success John Lynch has had, and Matt Ryan's it's a smart quarterback. He's a smart player, smart person. So probably not a bad person to have hanging around your offices.
No, exactly. I mean, he's a winner. I know that we blew it in the Super Bowl, and I still attribute that to bad play calling. Kyle Shanahan.
That's coaching right there.
Damn it. But at the end of the day, he's very smart. And like you said, he's close to the game. He's not out of the game for 10 years or whatever it is, right? So so I think it'll be a good fit. But again, what do they have him in for? He's not going to replace Fontenot as GM. Is he going to be somebody who is out there helping to look for a new coach? Because if we don't get a new coach, there's going to be revolt.
Yeah. No, Bowles is – I'm in Tampa. I can just tell you, Bowles is – he's got one foot out the door. He's another guy. He has ties to Dallas. He was another name that I'd talk about, coordinator, coming back to Dallas. He'd be another guy that that would be on my list. But I really like Flores, and I know Ultra talked about with the ownership, and he went against the NFL. That's kind of a big no-no. I do know that, but he kind of got screwed a little bit. He ended up being proven right in Miami. He did not want Tua. That was the power struggle. He wanted Herbert. I mean, Herbert looks like to be a little bit better than Tua. I mean, I guess careers when they end will judge it. But Tua looks like the Dolphins are going to be parting ways with him after this year. But I think McDaniel, was on the way out. But now McDaniel, with what Miami's doing, I think they saved his job, which I'm just not a McDaniel head coach fan. I think he's a good coordinator. I think but I just do not see him as a head coach, man. He just does not look the part.
When I look at Miami, I look at the Heat and the Dolphins. Between him and Spoelstra, they do not look like coaches in the respective sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At least Spoelstra, it's different. Basketball's a little bit different.
Yeah, but
McDaniel, just if you hear his press conferences and the way he's in the side, he just does not look like a leader of men. That's all. Right. I just being
right. Okay, it's a great way to put it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going through a wall for him. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. But they did save his job because that team came up pretty strong in the second half of the season, all things considered, right?
They were still like in the playoff hunt. I was like, my brother was up here this weekend. He's like, yeah, we're still kind of like mathematics. I said, what? I said, don't you guys have like 2 wins? He said, no, they won like 5 in a row. They've got 6 wins. I was like, damn.
Wait a minute. Camo, the only nerd bashing I'm doing is Kyle Shanahan for blowing my Super Bowl, damn it. Shit. Speaking of which,
crazy game with the Niners and the Bears. My God.
And I told
the Niners are killing them. I look back and it was like the Bears are just one really play away. It was crazy.
No, I told you guys for 3 seasons now, right? That I am a shill for Brock Purdy. And just look at what he's done the last few weeks.
Yeah.
I told you guys it's going to be the Niners and Bills. Even with you had what you call it? Geez, I'm drawing a blank here. God forgive me. Bills quarterback, Josh Allen. He went backwards yesterday a little bit. Remember I said he gets a little immature sometimes?
What was he doing? I mean,
what was he doing?
I was like, Jesus God. I was like, Philadelphia was doing everything to give him the game, and he just just idiotic plays.
And he's trying to stretch plays out, and he's just like he went back. He was a 20-yard sack because he's trying to outrun these super fast defensive ends. That ain't going to happen. Not in this league.
I know you got a roll, but let me ask you this quick question. I know Uncle Cheech is in there. We can grab him. End of the game, my son and I got in an argument about it. We're watching the game. I'm going to overtime. I am not going for 2 there because they were still in the running for the division. New England has to play Miami. Miami has always played them tough. And the Bills had that opportunity to still continue, control their destiny, and they were home. They had all the momentum. Philadelphia on offense was doing 0. I mean, they didn't complete 1 pass in the second half. Not 1 pass. They didn't run. They did nothing. So all the momentum was on the Bills' side. I just didn't understand why they were going for 2. And I mean, what was your thoughts on it when you're seeing it? Were you thinking the same or go for the win?
I'm sitting there.
You guys in the chat when you guys are, there's one says agree go to overtime. So.
No, you know what? Right. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, wait a minute. And he convincingly said, and the announcer said, they're going to go for 2. They're going to go for 2. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Go to overtime. You're in control of the game. You're at home. What are you doing? And
I
not
could
that-
see Philly going for 2 if they were in the shoes, because Philly was not playing well. Hey, let's just strike one game 50-50 shot. If we get it, we win and move on. I just didn't understand the Bills' thought process.
It made no sense whatsoever, especially they had shit to lose. You go to overtime and you take it. And the funny part is Josh Allen had somebody wide open in the end zone.
Oh, he did. He totally missed it.
Yeah,
Totally missed it. But the defense, that's where I tell people there's a reason you got to have a strong defense. And we're talking about the Cowboys got to get their defensive woes figured out because they have the offense, but defense wins. And Philadelphia did 0 that whole half. And they still won the game. They still won the game because of their defense.
No, and that's the thing. And you got to give it credit where credit's due. It wasn't until the fourth quarter where the Bills really had anything going on. I mean,
they were doing nothing.
They stopped them deep. They had that turnover deep. I mean, so yeah, they were stifling.
They were in the Eagles. They were in scoring range inside. I don't know how many times the whole game seemed like it was inside the 20 for the Bills to score it, and they couldn't do it. But that's what defenses. That's the importance of having a strong defense. And that's why, like, it's no knock on Hurts. I know Philly fans get all up in arms. Oh, my God, Hurts is Trent Dilfer. But when you have a defense like that, and it's not a knock on him, I'm just saying he usually won't make big mistakes, but he's terrible. I mean, he didn't complete one pass in the second half, and they still win. I mean, that's unheard of. But when your defense is that formidable in the trenches where they're dominating the line of scrimmage, it makes a huge difference. So that's where I always give Philly credit, but people get all offended and they're like, oh, you're bashing Hurts. I'm not bashing Hurts, but
it's truth.
Make no mistake about it. They win because their defense. They sure the hell don't win because their offense.
No, especially this year, right? I mean, but like I said, I'll get back to you look at the Broncos, you look at the Patriots, they have great young quarterbacks, great teams, but it's that experience factor. And that's where I just think Josh Allen, now that Mahomes is out and they were over the hill anyway, I think he's finally in. I think it's the 49ers and Bills, and I think the 49ers kick their ass up and down the field. My opinion, but anything can happen. You never know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's wide open. I mean, you're looking at it now. I was looking through the playoffs, and they're pretty much set. You're going to have Seattle with a bye unless they do something stupid. Philly, the Bears are going to play the Packers pretty much, more than likely. Eagles are going to play the Rams, which I think that's going to be a very interesting game.
Yes, it will.
The Eagles front four against the Rams. The Eagles have owned the Rams, but I think Rams are better. But I think the Eagles have their number. It's almost like what Tampa has, the Eagles number in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then I think you got San Francisco and Carolina. San Francisco, I think they get a break there. I think San Francisco is gonna handle their business against Carolina. So you're gonna go to the next round. So the playoffs in the NFC wide open. I think from 1 to 7, you can make an argument for every one of those teams.
Well, it is too. I think next week, if I remember right, the Niners and Seattle, it's winner take all for throughout the playoffs getting home field.
Well, Seattle right now is 13-3.
Yeah.
So the Niners are 12-4, so they're playing Seattle. So they could flip if that happens.
That would be the game. Yeah. And it's crazy the NFC South, which shit, man, we should have freaking taken that hands down. They're one of the final week at a 500 record to freaking take this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, props to Carolina. They did what they had to do.
Yeah. You're going to have a 9-8 team, but that's just kind of the way. I mean, that's winning your division has to mean something. Rams,
it's true.
Patriots or Denver. Yeah, I mean the Rams. The problem is, and I hate to say it, the Rams are going to have to go to Philadelphia to win. They have not played well there. I mean, Philadelphia's owned them in the playoffs. That could be a problem for the Rams. I mean, I'm not a Philly fan. I hope they lose in the first round, but I got to be honest. I got to just call it for what it is. That's probably not the matchup the Rams were hoping for.
No. And you know what? It's 8:15. I got to watch my team play for some pride. I got one last thing to say. And I know he watches the Cave fairly regularly. Big C's, you're running your mouth about your Florida Panthers. You better not hide from me on Friday. I'm going to be there. I'm going to find you. We're going to whoop your ass. So keep running your mouth on X, brother. Mike Tag, Cave, Happy New Year. Love y'all. And I'll be in touch with you.
All right. See
you later.
All right. Take care. All right. Well, we go from one to the other. We're gonna bring in Uncle Cheech. Should I make the Uncle Cheech? Should I give you your proper overlay? Let me see here. I don't want to disrespect Uncle Cheech. I don't want to end up 6 feet under. What's up, Uncle Cheech? How you doing?
What's going on?
Oh, not much, man. We are just chilling in the cave. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back to this because this looks better. So we're gonna go to this one so you look good. Got to see the full Uncle Cheech. But hey, appreciate you coming on. Sorry we're a little late. Don't hold that against me. Just had some family stuff we had to knock out. But first of all, are you in Dallas yet? Have you flown out yet? I see Miami.
I'm going out tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I am so excited for that game, man. I just cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, it's interesting. A lot of chatter from Ohio State. What do you think?
They can talk.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not going to talk about that game. We'll see.
Well, that's the way I am. I'm gonna let it go, but I do want to give a PSA. We are gonna have a very special show tomorrow night, college football playoff preview. We are gonna have Malik Rozier is gonna be in, former Miami Hurricane quarterback. We got your guy Nix is coming in, another Miami fan. Myself will be here. We're gonna have Kelly K9, G-Reg maybe popping in. Might have some other people popping in. Going through primarily the Miami, Ohio State, and the Texas Tech, Oregon game. So any of you college football fans, tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. It'll be the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a special show, get you guys ready for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. But you made some bold picks. You made some bold predictions. How did we finish the year for Uncle Cheech? I mean, what are we looking at? I know you were up a lot, but what'd you end up? Pretty high?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Only fell short the last couple of weeks. Other than that, had a killer year.
Yeah. And really the last, when you looked at last week and really going into last week here, very difficult to handicap these games because you don't know who's playing. Like Dallas, they said Dak's going to play. They're playing their starters, but are they going to play him long? Is Giants?
I wouldn't bet on any of these games this week, any pro game. Unless I got something to play for, and I think there's 3 teams.
Only two or three. Yeah. Yeah, you got the Bucks, Panthers, you got the Niners, and the Niners and Seahawks. They're playing for seeding.
And you have the Ravens.
Ravens and Steelers. Yeah. It's really the Ravens, Steelers, and Tampa, Carolina, because San Francisco and Seattle, they're in the playoffs. They're just really pretty much playing for seeding. But that bye is pivotal, so I know they're going to one of them's going to be busted. They want to win that game. They want to win that game.
I forgot to put the Baltimore game on there, but I'll take Baltimore easily over Pittsburgh.
Baltimore easy?
Easy.
I think so too.
No Metcalf or that's it. That's it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Races run.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got for this weekend? I know you're college heavy. What are we looking at?
I like Texas Tech plus the 2.5 over Oregon.
Let me ask you that one because our dear friend and Cowboy Cave man Kelly K9 is a big Texas Tech fan. I was surprised Texas Tech's the underdog in this game. I mean, what are you seeing? Is it more the betting pulse of the people, or what do you see that would drive Oregon to be the favorite over Texas Tech? Because Texas Tech's defense has been outstanding.
No, I can't see it. I don't. They make the spreads. I take the opposite. So I think I think their defense keeps them in. Oregon, a lot of speed, but I don't think they've seen a defense like Texas Tech. They lost to Ohio State, supposed to have pretty good defense. So,
yeah.
I'll take Texas Tech in this game.
I like it. And the thing what I see with Oregon is when they're playing top defenses, like they have this offense that's usually, putting up a ton of points. Yeah. They get stifled and they get exposed. That's just what I just got that feeling.
Happen. Exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll take them all day.
I'm with you on that. What else? We got Alabama.
Alabama, that's up to 7 now. Alabama was at 6.5. It's up to 7. I'm going to take the Tide plus the 7. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they're going to cover. They're going to make it close. That's what I think.
Are you a believer in Indiana?
We'll see. That's why I took Alabama.
I don't know if it's because I'm grew up in the South and my mindset's maybe a little different. I just have a hard time calling Indiana the best college football team in the country. I just have a hard time believing it. So,
well, we'll see if that's true when they play a
I mean,
SEC team.
yeah.
I know the Big Ten is this and the Big Ten is that. We'll see. We'll see if that's true.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Take the 7.
I don't know if you saw our offensive coordinator Dawson at media coverage with interviews. He was they were asking him. There's a lot of critics against Miami saying, well, all Ohio State has to do is score 14 points because Miami could only put up 10 against A&M. But he reminded them, he goes, well, how come, where's the conversation about Ohio State can only put up 10 against Indiana? So
they were lucky to get 10. Should have been 3.
It's funny the narrative, how they change, and they just keep hyping up Ohio State. That's why I am praying for a day of reckoning and just to expose Ohio State. But we'll see. I'm not going to chirp too much about it. I will save it for tomorrow, but it's going to be interesting.
I didn't put no money on it. I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm going to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm going to put no heebie-jeebies on this game.
I know. We got to be careful.
I think they're overrated. That's my opinion from what I've seen.
Yeah. No.
They haven't faced a defense like ours all year. I'll tell you right now.
Absolutely.
The way these guys are playing today. The way they're playing today. Right now.
I think they're peaking at the right time. I think that's what it's all about. Like you look at NFL teams, who are the ones that are peaking and who are the ones that are leveling out and who are the ones that are declining. I think Miami is peaking at the right time the last few weeks. Their defense has gotten better and better and better every week, and the offense has obviously been explosive.
Well, we ran the ball effectively too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skill position, I think we match up well with them. The receivers, quarterback's more experienced than theirs. The freshman, Bain goes back there, knocks him out a couple times. You'll see things a little differently.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But we'll see.
Good. We'll see what
happens.
happens.
I hate people that talk too much. All they do is talk. Talk.
You know what's funny is I told Kelly this through text message, and between Notre Dame and Ohio State, I jokingly said, now I know how they feel about Cowboy fans, because now I'm on the other side of it. And you got Notre Dame and Ohio State, and I can't stand their fans. They're all they drive me nuts. And now I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's what people think about us. Maybe the Cowboy fans were the same. I don't know, but it is funny to it's funny to feel that way. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited for Miami. I think it's great for the program to really get them back in the spotlight. And, this helps with recruiting. It helps with getting kids in the NIL. People love Miami when they're winning. I mean, Miami.
I heard, I got kind of a little annoyed. I heard the alumni wasn't going to give Warren Sapp a ticket to the game.
Well, he's Colorado, but I mean, they should overlook that, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't care what he does after this. He was one of the greatest players ever have the U on the side of his helmet.
Yeah. Well, I know that you reached out to the alumni and the Golden Canes.
I'll pay for his ticket. That's disgraceful.
He should be sideline, pass, field. He should be in the suite.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got plenty of them. I bet I go to AT&T. I know how that place is set. They got plenty of suites for those guys. Shouldn't be an issue. So what else we got on the docket? What do you got?
Okay, Georgia -6.5 over Ole Miss. That's the one team that scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
They should take care of Ole Miss, I think.
No, I think Georgia's another team that's going to be scary. And Miami's got a gauntlet. If they get past Ohio State, I mean, I
then they got to play Georgia. If Georgia wins.
Yeah. But I think Georgia will. I think they will. But it'll be interesting. But Miami's got a gauntlet. But you got to win you got to beat Ohio State before anything else happens.
Yep.
So worry about that game on Wednesday night. It's going to be fun. Texas Tech's on at noon. You got a triple header on New Year's Day. So, my big ass could be sitting on the couch watching that, all day. Are you staying?
I'm coming back. I'm coming back early. Right.
You got the private jet taking you back after the game. Perfect. I love it. get you there so you can get back home and watch it. Hopefully it'll be a victory party. Maybe you're hanging out with Uncle Luke and and the rest of the Canes and all the legends after a victory party. So just stay out of trouble if you do. Understand? What you got? One more game. You got a pro game. What do we got?
Well, I got Carolina at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has been playing terrible.
They've been playing bad.
Real bad. But I'm going to take Tampa Bay.
Wow.
-3. Home team, and they want to save the coach's job. Because if they lose this game, he's yesterday's news.
Yeah. Let me ask you.
Give him a little incentive.
Let me ask you about coaches. I was asking Jimmy about. Did you watch the Bills-Eagles game?
Yeah.
Did you? What was your thoughts on him going for 2 versus overtime at home?
I thought it was ballsy. I would have.
Especially
I would have went in overtime.
With the division on the line, and I know he must have even had zero faith in their kicker. And I don't watch the Bills a lot, so maybe their kicker's really shitty.
The weather was well. You saw how the weather was.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I was surprised. Let me ask you this: the Bills don't make it to the Super Bowl. Is it time to move on from that coach?
I don't know. What about Mark Levy? Did he just die?
Saying.
No, I know he's still living.
But I mean,
Dungy never won.
Dungy couldn't get over the hump. I mean, at least Marv got his team to the Super Bowls, 4 straight. Yeah. I know they lost all of them, but at least they got there.
They might take a look at it. I wouldn't. I can't see that coach going anywhere right now.
I mean, that was it seemed like a very desperate move, and I don't know. I just Tomlin. Yeah, Tomlin's another one we could talk about if they don't make it. I think Tomlin is probably.
Well, they're not going to win that. They're not. No way they win that game.
No, I don't.
Want a lock of the week? That's it. No way they win that game.
I'm going to put everything on them.
Whether Lamar Jackson plays, I got the Hurricanes on my mind. Lamar Jackson plays or not. He ran the ball. That big back ran for what? 225 yards last week?
4 touchdowns. He's amazing. Right. He's amazing.
I'm going to keep pounding them to death, and
yeah,
they're not going to have an answer on offense without Metcalf.
Yeah. Well.
And what's his name? TJ or DJ Watt? One of them. I don't even know if he's playing either. So who's going to stop him?
No, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Steelers. They blew it with Cleveland. I mean, they absolutely blew it there.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. But I'm going to go on to my next topic, and we'll let you roll. But you're close to Miami. You're in the.
You're on my last pick.
Oh, your other. I thought you had 4. You had bonus. I'm sorry.
No, I gave you extra bonus.
Oh, what do we got?
Some games that matter. Seattle at San Francisco.
Yes.
I'm going to take Seattle. I'm going to get 1.5 points.
You're going to give Seattle 14 wins this year.
Well, San Francisco didn't stop anybody last night.
No.
So I think Seattle's got the much better defense. Can San Francisco stop their offense? They didn't stop nobody last night. It was back and forth. No. So I like Seattle in this one, and they're playing for the number 1 seed.
You know what's funny is, people know Tank Lawrence. I'm a huge Tank Lawrence fan, and he was a big part of kind of how I'm on my platform. It was really, he kind of put me on the map. So when he got signed with Seattle, it's just funny to me. He signed with Seattle, and they said, "Why are you going to Seattle?" He goes, "Seattle, I wanted to go to the best place where I had the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl." And all us Cowboy fans laughed at him. Because everyone thought Seattle was on the rebuild. And now, Seattle's got 13 or 14 wins. I mean, it's what an amazing story for Seattle. And, I mean, Tank has had just a phenomenal year, with that defense. So, I give him a lot of love and appreciation.
Well, hats off to the coach.
Yeah. And the coach.
And the quarterback.
Yes.
And the quarterback went from team to team to team.
No.
It all depends on if you get the right coach, you get in the right system, good things happen.
No, absolutely. Well, Uncle Cheech, do you have anything else? Any other picks? Any other thoughts?
My thought is to go watch the game, man.
Go watch the game. I'm sorry for keeping you late. Go watch the game. Safe travels tomorrow out to AT&T. Make sure I know you got the best seats in the house. Enjoy the game. I know you'll be maybe if everyone look for him. He'll probably be on the field pass before the game. We're rubbing elbows with all the big wigs. So enjoy yourself. Let's see the Canes get a victory.
I'll be waiting. And Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes.
And we'll see you next year when we get the playoffs started.
Playoffs will be fun. All right, Uncle Cheech, I appreciate it. All righty. I'll see you. Take care. Bye. All right. It's all good to have Uncle Cheech in the house. And let's get back over here, get you switched over. Appreciate it. This, like I said, this was kind of an impromptu show. I had a little delay, had a little family thing we had to do, take care of today. We will have a live show with Kelly K9. We got Malik Rozier, former Miami Hurricane, great quarterback. We got your guy Nix is going to be in the house. So we're going to have a loaded show for the college football playoffs. So we got a special show tomorrow night. And obviously with New Year's Eve, we're not going to do a show Wednesday. We'll be watching football. Then you got football all day on Thursday. Then we'll get back in the swing of things. So that's kind of what's going on. So definitely appreciate everyone for hanging out in the cave. The last thing I will talk about is the Dallas Cowboys and the Brian Flores talk. If you listen to the show on Sunday morning, and make sure if you missed it, go check it out. If you didn't and you're just rolling in, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, like, and share. We also now have memberships. You can join the Cowboys Cave family. We're going to be doing a lot of membership things, exclusive stuff for the members, doing some giveaways. So if you are a member, you will be getting something. You'll get value for that membership. There's no doubt about it. But looking at the Cowboys and Brian Flores, is that a realistic option? I'm just going to say long shot. I don't think it will, because I think Brian Flores is going to get an opportunity again to be a head coach in the NFL. I know what happened in Miami. He got a raw deal. He went and sued the NFL. That's usually not a good thing. The NFL is a good old boy network, and they kind of protect their own, so to speak. So, but he did get back in as a defensive coordinator. I believe the Steelers he worked with, and then obviously the success he's had in Minnesota. That defense has been ferocious. And defensive coordinator, coaches make the biggest difference. I've talked about it a million times in the NFL. You could just look at Miami Hurricanes. I said Cam Newton because I had him on my mind, but Cam Ward, he would have had a national championship if he had the defense that they had this year. And all they really did was switch out their coordinator. They've got a new coordinator, pretty much the same guys. I mean, you have a few different ones, obviously, because of graduation, but the core is still there. Defensive coordinators make such a huge difference in football. And the Cowboys, if Jerry's serious, if you're serious about, hey, this is our window of opportunity, we need to take a hold of it, he's going to be aggressive. And there's no salary cap on coaches. You can pay a coach whatever you want. Go get the best defensive mind. Go interview all the great coordinators. They're out there. Don't go with the comfortable pick. Don't go with this guy was on the Cowboys staff, we're going to promote him, or this guy was familiar with us. That's kind of what they did with Eberflus. Go find the guy from the best defenses now. If you can pry away Flores, have at it. I think it's going to be hard because, like I said, I think he'll get an NFL job, or Minnesota may throw a lot of money at him. But there is something about being in the Cowboys organization. A lot of guys get elevated to coaches because it's so much visibility with the team. But I'm just telling you is they need to go out and be aggressive and get the best defensive mind that they can get. Go get a young guy. If you've got I'm not a huge college guy, but if there's a defense with this college guy and he's having a phenomenal defense, look at the top teams, and you want to pry a guy like that and elevate him up, do that fine. Or find a position coach on Houston, on Minnesota, on all these, top teams with their defenses, and go get them. But I think the Cowboys need to do that early. I think they need to set the tone early. Don't wait. Let's get someone in-house right away. That way, when the draft is coming, now you're looking at, okay, let's draft, because they've got pieces. They got two aces in those number one picks. They could trade down and grab extra picks, because I know they lost their second with the Quinn and Williams trade. They lost their third with the Pickens, but they're going to get some comp picks back, but they probably won't be that high. If you want to trade down, then you could trade down and gather up some more picks, but get your defensive guy there and ready and just focus that draft on defense, because I don't think there's really anything they need to do with the offense. They could go make a move on from Steele, go get another tackle. You're going to get Guyton back, so you can kind of, figure out your depth. They got Hoffman, you got Bassett of free agents, but you could probably re-sign them for a reasonable price unless another team wanted to elevate them up to a starter. So you've got a lot of options. But what the Cowboys need to do, we talked about it on Sunday, this offseason needs to be about business, not drama. And I know Jerry likes the drama. I know Jerry likes to be in the headlines. I know Jerry wants all that stuff, but that's what it's got to be. It's got to be, we have the mindset of business. Everything is football. I know it's hard for these guys to understand because they want the drama, but let's get our coordinator. Let's figure out what we're doing in the draft to address this defense, and let's strategically target free agents. You're not going to be able to go out and spend freely, because if you commit to Pickens, which I want them to do, that's going to tighten up your budget because you're going to have a lot of money allocated on that offense. That means you got to draft defense. You got to get value guys in free agency at defense that fit the scheme. It doesn't have to be the high-priced guys. It's scheme fit. You go look at Denver. I mean, Denver isn't filled with all these all-pros, but they got blue-collar guys that fit their scheme. Minnesota's the same way. Houston's the same way. You're going to have to sprinkle in, you've got your money guys on defense with the Quinn and Williams. You got Bland. Diggs they're probably moving on from. So you've got that, but you got Overshown. You're going to have to fill them up with some role players and some dogs, but you're going to have to draft guys from winners, draft guys from teams that have attitude, that got some swag. The Cowboys are missing that. When you look at some of the defenses of these other teams, go look at Philly, go look at Minnesota, go look at Houston. They got attitude, man. They're hitting hard. They're mean. I mean, and it's business, and we just don't really have that. We really just don't have that. The defensive, defensive staff, most coaches probably not here next year. I mean, you got to clean house, and White Cotton, and some of the other guys. I mean, I feel bad. If the coordinator wanted to keep some of them, fine, because I think it was scheme the problem more than positions. I thought that the defensive line, for what they had, I thought they played well, as a group. The problem is, I don't think the scheme was good. The linebackers, the scheme was terrible, and I think they had bad players for linebackers. I think the safeties, I just think we need some young guys. I think you need some fresh blood in there. And I think cornerback, obviously Revel and Bland, they're going to be back. I think Revel, baptism by fire. He was coming off an injury. I think you're going to see a huge leap from him. Bland was okay. I mean, he's got to be able to earn that money. So he's going to have to really elevate himself up. Linebacker coach got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go, Rick. I mean, they can't have that. But that's what the Cowboys really have to do. If they can get this mindset of business and really look at the window, they've got a 2 to 3 year window. And then in that window, when the window's up, they're going to be in probably cap hell. And they're going to be in the situation like Denver was or the Rams were. But look at the situation that they were in. If it gets you to the promised land of where you want, then it's worth it. And the Rams, they're right back in the thick of things, and it was a couple years removed. They were in that cap hell. They got out of it, and everything is fine. If Flores, I would take Flores over Al Harris. And the reason I would is Al Harris, he's never been a defensive coordinator. I mean, he's been a position coach. So there's an unknown. And that's where I'm saying is if I can get a known, so let me just preface this. If I can get Flores, if I can get Schwartz, if I can get a guy that their defenses are always solid and they're there and, they're relevant, I'm taking that over a position coach. Now, if I can't get one of those, Al Harris is a good option because the Bears, they haven't had a great defense, but his part of the defense has been very good. But I would look at Minnesota. I would look at Houston position coaches there and try and replicate the defense. I would ask Al Harris, what kind of defense are you running? What's your thought process? Because it seems like the Cowboys defense very vanilla, very just we're going to line up and go. Not a lot of disguises, not a lot of surprise, not a lot of, guys zone blitzing and you don't know where the hell they're coming from. That's what I need to see with this Cowboys. You had Overshown, and maybe they're being cautious because he's coming off an injury, but he didn't do anything. And I don't blame him. They never put him in a position. They never put him in a position to be successful. They never put him in a position to be that X factor all over the place. Where's he coming from? We gotta focus on over. It wasn't. He was over there and okay. And that's the way it was. That's why this defense, it needs an overhaul. And I would overhaul the linebackers. I would overhaul the safeties. I would just do an overhaul. The question would be, is Clowney. I think Clowney's played very well in this stretch when he came to the team, and now he's got his feet wet. I would bring Clowney back. I mean, I'm not going to break the bank for him, but if it's a reasonable 1 year, 2 year, something like that they can afford, I think he's worth bringing back. They've got pieces. Ezeraku is going to be even better next year, and I thought he made great strides. He's going to be better. You got Quinnen Williams. You got Osa. If Clark restructures his deal, then you've got him there too. You've got pieces. Houston, who was part-time, is tied with Clowney in their lead for sacks, believe it or not. I mean, he was playing well. So you've got guys on that line. I think scheme is what they need. Linebackers, you need new linebackers, except for Overshown. Every linebacker would be gone. Leofau would be gone. Murray would be gone. Obviously, Logan Will, he's not coming back. I would overhaul that whole linebacker. The only one I'd probably keep is James, because he was a rookie this year. He showed some promise. I'd keep him, but all the veteran guys gone. I would just have to rehaul everything. That's why I said the draft is so critical. I wouldn't draft an offensive player in this draft unless you were going to get a tackle late or something like that. But the first part of my draft, especially the 2-1s, I need impact players. I need to be, like Darren Woodson said, the Cowboys, strong up the middle. You're now strong in the front in that first layer. Second layer weak, third layer weak. Go get a linebacker and go get a safety in the first round. If you can get a guy, obviously you don't want to reach, but if you can maneuver your picks and do that, that's right. Get 2 starters right there with your first. Got to be starters your first 2 picks. Young guys on rookie deals. That helps. When you have those guys on rookie deals that are starting, you could pay Pickens. You could pay Lamb. You could pay Dak. You could do that. You could pay Bland. You could play Quinnen Williams. You could pay Osa, because you got to have starters that are making rookie money, low dollars. That's just the have and have nots of the salary cap. That's just kind of the way it is. I mean, that's you give, not to go back to Philly, but that's the benefit that Philly did. When you go out and get those defensive guys on rookie deals, you have that 4 or 5 year window. Then the window is going to go crazy because you're not going to be able to pay them because you're paying Hurts, you're paying Brown, you're paying Devontae Smith. It all comes back, right? So that's the game that you have to play. It's stretching it out, try and maximize your opportunity in that window and get a Super Bowl or 2. That's what they got to hope. So that's where the Cowboys are now. They've got about a 3-year window tops with the contracts that they have, the age, everything with them, to be able to maximize it. And their shortcoming is defense. It's been that way for years. This is nothing new. This is going to be their 4th defensive coordinator in as many years. And they haven't gotten it right. And they got to own that. They say they own it, but proof's in the pudding. I need to see actions speak louder than words. So that's what I want to see what the Cowboys do. But we're going to be doing a lot more of that. I just wanted to just do a quick show. I know it was impromptu. I was going to do it pre-recorded, but I said, you know what? I go live. I got nothing else to do. But now I got to go watch my show. I'm in Mayor Kingstown. I'm at the last episode. Did some binge watching. I love that series if you guys haven't watched it. So going to watch the season finale, figure out what the heck's going on. It's going to be a lot of fun for me. I love some shooting, and this has got plenty of it. So it's going to be good. But tomorrow night, listen again, we will be live in the cave, college football playoff. We are previewing Miami Hurricanes, Ohio State, Texas Tech, Oregon. We got all the experts in the house. We got my man Malik Rozier, former Miami Hurricane quarterback. He's going to be in. Your guy Nix is going to be in. So we got the Canes covered. Kelly K9, he's running solo with Texas Tech. So he's going to be in the house. We may have some other people popping in and out. So it's going to be a fun show, very relaxed, get you ready for the new year. Again, I appreciate all the love in the cave. Thank you so much. Make sure before you leave, you hit that like, subscribe, share. Love Go Canes. Love Go Canes. We're gonna, yes, definitely. I appreciate it. It's gonna be a great night if Miami wins on New Year's Eve. I'm just telling you, I am so pumped up for that. So appreciate all the love. Thank you for you guys who hung out. Got a couple hundred, even on an impromptu show. That's pretty cool. Wasn't really expecting anyone because we kind of ran off schedule, but definitely appreciate the love. But hit that like on your way out. Hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow night in the cave, 8 o'clock, special time, college football preview. We're going to have a great time. I'll see you guys. Peace out. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.